for sure. Life's gonna be so sweet. The Diner Chronicles. A Phoenix Trilogy. Prologue. The New Girl. Alice Hyatt sat in the quiet of her small apartment, a moment of stillness before the chaos of another shift. The song playing in her mind was the same one that had carried her across the country, away from New Jersey and grief toward a desert horizon that promised something new. She used to be sad. She used to be shy. It was the funniest thing, looking back, because the saddest part was that she never really knew why she felt that way. For years, she had tricked herself into thinking she was content. But that self-deception was just a game, a sport she played for nothing. When her husband died, the reality hit her. Life was too short. She had to take off, to start enjoying the moments she had left. Now, there was a new girl in town. She had a smile and a song for the neighborhood, convinced that things looked great when she stood on her own 2 feet. With some luck and love, she believed life was going to be so sweet. But right now, life was mostly chili and mel sharples. Part A Christmas Carol in the Desert. Chapter 1. The Humbug of Mel's Diner. The Arizona sun did not respect the calendar. Even on Christmas Eve, it beat down on the asphalt outside Mel's diner. Inside, the atmosphere was festive only in the most desperate sense. Deck the halls with sprigs of parsley, Vera Louise Gorman sang, attempting to hang a piece of garnish on a coat rack. She paused, frowning at the limp green leaf. "'Tis the season to be. I should have used anesia vegetable." Alice watched her friend with affectionate pity. "I bet we're the only diner in town decorated with sprigs of parsley," she remarked. Mel Sharples, the proprietor and resident curmudgeon, emerged from the kitchen. The man was a walking argument against the holiday spirit. "Things look great when you stand on your own 2 feet." Alice hummed, trying to maintain her morale. "What's wrong with this sudden burst of holiday cheer?" Alice asked Mel, noting the manic glint in his eye. "Oh, I have such good news," Mel announced, rubbing his hands together. "All the stores in the new shopping mall. They're staying open till midnight tonight." Jubilation. The waitresses Alice, Vera, and the sharp-tongued Jolene Honeycutt stared at him. "Somebody better call that Mike Wallace on 60 Minutes, Jolene drawled. Mel ignored the sarcasm. He began to paint a picture of his vision, literally spelling it out for them. "You see, there are going to be a lot of last-minute shoppers that are not going to want to go home and cook," he explained. "They're going to want to come over to Mel's diner and eat. You know why? Because we're going to be open till midnight tonight. We're going to make nothing but loot, loot, loot," Mel chanted, practically drooling at the thought of the profits. Alice slammed her order pad down. "I'm not working till midnight on Christmas Eve." "Why not?" Mel asked, genuinely confused by the concept of a personal life. "Because Christmas Eve is a night when you spend time with your friends and your family and the people you love," Alice said, her voice rising. "We want to spend it with you, Mel," Vera added sweetly. "You brought us so much Christmas. Humbug." Mel scoffed at the sentiment. "Listen, there is only one reason that they created Christmas. So some people can spend money, and so some people can make money," he declared. "That's 2 reasons. I'm one of the people that makes money. My wife's one of the people who spends it." Alice tried to reason with him. "You know, Mel, it's obvious that you have an awful attitude about Christmas. Where does that come from?" Mel's face darkened with a nostalgic reverence. "Who's Jake Farley?" Vera asked. "We had a diner together in Brooklyn," Mel explained. "He dropped dead 17 years ago." "Oh, so you were the cook," Jolene quipped. "You can stow it, Blondie," Mel snapped. He continued his eulogy for his mentor's avarice. "In those days, Jake would make our waitresses work Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. He sounds like the meanest, stingiest, most hard-hearted human being who ever lived," Alice said, appalled. "Yeah," Mel sighed wistfully. "I idolized that man." Alice shook her head. "Mel, I'm sorry. I'm not working till midnight tonight. I've never been away from Tommy on a Christmas Eve." "Now, Mel, you can't do this to the girls," Vera pleaded. Mel seized on this. "You are absolutely right, Vera. Listen, why don't we pretend that I am Santa tonight, and this is going to be Santa's little workshop, and you're going to be Santa's little elves. Stuff it, Mr. Klaus, Yolene muttered. Mel's demeanor shifted from cajoling to threatening. Hey, this could be the biggest money-making night of the whole year for me. Do you have a choice? You either work or you're fired. He turned back to his register, counting the pennies, muttering numbers to himself while the women stood there, trapped. Chapter 2. The ghost of kitchens passed. The night dragged on. The promised hordes of shoppers never materialized. By late evening, Mel was alone in the diner, counting his meager receipts. 8. 509. Peanuts, he muttered. Damn broads. I could have made so much more money if we could have stayed open tonight. Suddenly, the air in the diner grew cold. A figure stood by the swinging kitchen doors, a man in a dated suit, looking pale and translucent. Who the hell are you? Mel demanded. It's me, Jake. Jake Farley, the ghost replied. The camper? What's the matter? Don't I look it? Jake asked. Hey, I don't believe in spooks, Mel said, trembling. Jake sighed. He raised a hand, and the heavy commercial toaster on the counter rattled violently. Okay, you asked for it. I believe in spooks, Mel shrieked. Please, Mel, it's the 1980s. Call us apparitions, call us spirits, but not spooks. Jake corrected him. He pulled out a chair. Mind if I sit down? This haunting business is mighty on the feet. As Jake moved, a terrible clanking noise followed him. Hey, Jake, tell me, what's it like to be dead? Mel asked, his curiosity momentarily overcoming his terror. Pretty much what you'd think, Jake said glumly. I lost all my physical needs. I lost the urge to eat. I lost the urge to sleep. I lost the urge. He trailed off. The urge? That's gone too? Mel whispered. All right, so it still comes, but it goes right away, Jake admitted. I came to try and stop you from making all the mistakes I did. What mistakes? Mel defended himself. Jake, you were a great businessman. I cheated my customers. I scrimped on food. I underpaid my waitresses. That's what made you great. Jake rattled his chains. Oh, look at me, Mel. I'm wandering the aisle, hauling around a full set of stainless. Doesn't that say anything to you? You can't take it with you? Mel guessed. I'm being punished, Jake roared. For every lousy thing I did in life, they add another link to my chain. And now I'm stuck with wandering the earth, carrying my bad deeds for all eternity. Oh, geez, Mel said softly. Mel, remember how I taught you that the only thing that mattered in life was making a buck? I was wrong, Jake said. You were wrong? I don't want to hear that. Mel covered his ears. Trust me. I don't want this to happen to you, Jake warned. The last time I looked, they were making your chain even longer than mine. Jake pointed to a particularly rusty section of his burden. You know, Mel, I got this link here for selling day-old Danish as fresh. You got a whole link for that? Mel swallowed hard. Jake, what would you get for selling moldy Danish? Mel, you sold moldy Danish? Jake looked appalled. It was St. Patrick's Day. I thought it was supposed to be green. Mel lied weakly. I'll get you another 4 links and a spaghetti strainer, Jake estimated. No, not a spaghetti strainer. That's small potatoes for you. They've got your chain already hooked up to at least one major appliance. Mana side by side? Mel asked, terrified. Oh, if you don't change your ways, you're doomed to a fate worse than mine, Jake said. Better come with me. All right, let me get my pants, Mel said, starting to unbutton his apron. Forget the pants. We're going casual, Jake said, and with a wave of his hand, the diner dissolved. Chapter 3. The Invisible Guest. They materialized in Alice's living room. It was warm, lit by the Christmas tree, and filled with Mel's employees and Alice's son, Tommy. Take it easy. Nobody can see you. They can't even hear you, Jake explained as Mel panicked. Alice was holding a tray. Okay, here we go. Our traditional Christmas eggnog. If Mel were here, he'd be